This is 7 News, the voice of the Central West.
Tonight, Tullamore locals finally start to see the upgrade they've been pushing for.
Competition heats up in the fight for the Greyhound Racing Centre of Excellence.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, 2 boys killed in a crash that tore a car in half. 2 people seen running away. And Anthony Albanese meets with China, hoping to end our Aussie trade bans.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. The site of a tragic death is moving closer to major safety upgrades.
After claiming the life of a 5-year-old boy during the floods, a causeway near Tullamore is finally getting scrapped, a move locals have been long pushing for.
Purchasing land around the Graddle Creek Causeway is currently on the agenda for Parks Shire Council. The site of multiple truck rollovers will see changes to the road at its entry and exit points, a project that involves cutting into neighbouring properties.
To straighten out what was quite a dangerous dogleg on a corner, and so it's not a lot of land, but those things are in process now.
The site will also see the construction of a new bridge, with work set to kick off in October next year. This will replace the problematic causeway where a family's car was swept away during the floods, with a small boy trapped inside. But for some, these upgrades should have happened years ago.
We've formed a committee about 25 years ago, and this causeway was top of our list back in the 25 years ago.
Just over $8 million has been set aside for the project in hopes of protecting the lives of the rising number of motorists taking the route.
The movements of traffic since 2005 have gone from 25 vehicles a day to 400 vehicles a day, and 75% of those vehicles are heavy vehicles.
For some locals, it feels like last year's tragedy was the last straw needed for the state government to fork out the funds.
We were sort of lobbying the government, and we were getting good feedback prior to that accident, and that actually put us over the line. We feel it put us over the line when we lost that poor little boy.
The new bridge is estimated to become operational in July 2026. Charlotte Wallen, 7 News.
The Parks Mayor is asking the federal government to match Macquarie Street's $50 million pledge to flood recovery efforts in the Central West. Floodwaters damaged the Billabong Creek Bridge, reaching as high as the sign standing beside it. With over 100 homes inundated and many residents across Parks, Trundle and Titchbourne still living in caravans, Mayor Neil Westcott says the cost of rebuilding shouldn't be underestimated.
It's his vital funding, and the state government has stepped up and seen that, and I'd like to think that the federal government will as well. As I said, simply the sheer amount of work that has to be done will require that.
8 kilometres of critical water supply across the Parks Shire has also been ripped out of the ground. It's just one aspect of public infrastructure damage in much need of funding.
The man accused of a cold-blooded killing on a property near Mudgee has today been formally refused bail in Dubbo. Eric James Forrest has been charged with murder and a string of firearm offences following the discovery of bones in a burnt-out tree trunk. It's believed the bones are the remains of former convicted murderer David Collison. Police allege he was shot by the accused over a drug-related dispute and haven't ruled out making more arrests over the incident. Forrest will remain in custody and will return to court in January.
The environmental watchdog is tonight working to prevent untreated mine water from being discharged into the Cox's River. For more on this, we go to Ruben Spargo. And Ruben, what else do we know?
This comes after Centennial Coal near Lithgow submitted a proposal to the state's planning department in a bid to pump out more untreated mine water. It's led environmental groups to raise concerns. We understand the proposed move by the mine is to mitigate potential flooding of their Angus Place underground operation. The mine argues an approval would improve water quality concentrations being discharged from the site. In a statement, the Environmental Protection Authority has told 7 News they have been engaging with the company to identify alternative options. We reached out to Centennial Coal today, but they did not respond before our deadline.
OK, Ruben, thank you.
A man arrested over an alleged spear gun shooting has been refused bail. Appearing in Orange local court today, the 29-year-old is facing charges of wound a person with intent to cause grievous bodily harm in a fray. He was arrested 2 days after a 47-year-old man was allegedly shot with a spear gun at the intersection of Rains Place and Orchard Grove Road in Orange. The man was taken to Orange Health Service before being airlifted to Westmead Hospital for treatment. The 29-year-old will next appear in court in January.
A two-dog race is tonight getting tighter in the battle for a greyhound centre of excellence. Those looking to build the facility have now ramped up discussions with Bathurst only weeks after presenting Orange with a deal.
Taking in the lay of the land with a vision to build a new home of racing. It will be known as a Greyhound Centre of Excellence, bringing together a straight and circle track, veterinary facilities and kennels.
We will build one. It is a matter of where it is to be built. And so we want to look at all options. We want it to be in the best spot.
Both Greyhound Racing New South Wales and the Breeders, Owners and Trainers Association today had their eyes on this site east of Mount Panorama.
I think it's fantastic. It's a fair size block of land, sufficient enough to build a proper centre of excellence.
Owned by Bathurst Council, it currently sits empty. The site was put forward as an option by the local member Paul Toole in a bid to keep the city's industry alive after Kenison Park was brought to its knees by last year's floods.
I wanted Bathurst Regional Council to be proactive. I didn't want them to be sitting back and waiting to see what was going to happen.
Away from the cameras today, a meeting was hosted by Council. They also have to consider a controversial go-kart track proposed on the same site.
In our view, they could easily coexist. We coexist in lots of places around New South Wales with all sorts of other sports. In Nowra, we have a speedway right beside us.
A spokesperson from Orange City Council confirmed their discussions are ongoing over a move to shake up the industry's location.
I see Orange as the front runner. We have a site that's fit for purpose. Hopefully, we've done enough.
And we're told a finish line could be in sight.
The process has taken some time, so we're very, very keen to move it to a conclusion.
Ruben Spargo, 7 News.
A regional rescue team is preparing for what may lie ahead with the expansion of the Inland Rail project. An SES unit has received a crucial piece of equipment which could help save a life in the event of a train accident.
Weighing heavily on the minds of regional rescue crews is how to free a patient trapped under a train or a large machine.
We particularly started to think about that with the advent of Inland Rail, with more and more train carriages, but also heavy earth-moving machinery and that type of thing.
For the Gilgandra SES unit, it was a wake-up call realised in February.
And I said, yeah, but it's a person caught under a frigging train. And I said, we haven't got the ability to fix it. You know, if we've got to lift this is going to be interesting.
Fast forward 7 months, an unveiling on a new piece of life-saving equipment donated to the town's SES unit.
This is our way of saying thank you to the Gilgandra community, in advance if you like. God forbid that we ever need your help one day, but if we do, it's really comforting to know that you're there to help us.
Worth just over $5,000, this is a hydraulic ram, able to lift 50 tonnes. It can also be used in road crash rescues, like pushing 2 trucks apart.
To get that bit of equipment which can help in so many more situations, we're having the ability to push 50 tonnes 6 inches. 6 inches might not seem like a long way, but that could save someone's life. Often with a ram, whenever a person's pinned by an arm, leg or something like that, you only need to lift the object. Even heavy tractors, you only need to lift them maybe 5, 10 centimetres, 15 centimetres at the most to simply slip somebody out.
Hamish Southwell, 7 News.
Well, Kirsty is here now for a look at how today's weather shaped up. And Kirsty, it was quite sunny today with some warm temperatures.
Yeah, that's right, Nick and Maddie. Hello to you both and hello, everyone. We did have clear and settled conditions this morning for the Central West as we kicked off the new working week. Our temperatures very mild overnight, double digits at Parkes and Forbes, and we did continue to see that warmth during the day. Maximums ranging from the high teens about Lithgow and Oberon into the high 20s for Cowra, and in the west we hit the 30s about Cobar and for Condobolin. The warmth today accompanied by northeasterly and southeasterly winds. Coonamble also reached 30 degrees and Dubbo had a top of 28. Over the next couple of days, though, we will see cloud building and a trough in the east, creating some scattered showers and storms. That could move into our region tonight with some showers around tomorrow. More decent rainfall is on the forecast later this week. I'll have a look at all of our weekend weather coming up a little later on.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Kirsty. See you in a couple of minutes.
Still to come in 7 News, the opportunity to get lost in a good book breaks a fundraising record.
And a support group for those living with dementia hopes to improve awareness in Orange.
And a little later on this news hour, 2 boys killed and 2 people spotted running from the scene of a horror crash in Sydney. A separate crash in Victoria sees another 5 people killed after a car ploughed into a pub. And the PM prepares for a meeting with China, hoping to lift all of our trade bans.
Welcome back. A support group for people living with dementia has made its debut in Orange. It hopes to battle the isolation that often follows a diagnosis. The initiative aims to make the town more dementia-friendly as it faces an ageing population.
A cup of tea and a chat once a month. These are the first steps in creating a support network for those with a dementia diagnosis.
Ensuring that people who are living with cognitive changes in our community know they've got somewhere safe to sit and talk about the struggles that they have in day-to-day life and help break the stigma attached to diagnosis.
And to my aim, it's about getting people with dementia out in the community, not stuck at home.
Orange's newly established Community Dementia Alliance has launched the support group as a means of making the town more dementia-friendly. It will go hand in hand with educating residents on how to best assist those living with the diagnosis.
Encouraging the community to say, OK, oh, look, that person seems to be a little confused at the moment. Maybe if I walked over and said, excuse me, can I help you? Do you need a hand with anything? You look a little confused at the moment.
But for dementia advocate Russell Martin, Orange is already ticking many boxes.
Because I've got visual problems with my dementia, I've got a white cane, and everybody knows what a white cane is. And so I get every piece of support in the community because they just help me.
There are 164 forms of dementia, with each diagnosis presenting itself differently.
People immediately assume that someone who has a diagnosis of dementia or cognitive changes can no longer, access the community by themselves.
A preconceived notion the Alliance wants to break down. The support group will meet the second Friday of every month at the Senior Village Hub. Charlotte Wallen, 7 News.
The spirit of giving was strong at the Lifeline Central West Christmas Book Fair. The abundance of cheer at the Bathurst event meant records were smashed, and all for a good cause.
A book lover's paradise, row upon row of great reads, all ready to find a new owner. The Lifeline Central West Christmas Book Fair had plenty to offer.
There is a fantastic team that operates behind a day like today. We've had 32 crates of books delivered here for the community to come and browse and purchase.
All money raised going towards the telephone crisis support services, which is still helping people through flood and fire recovery, and now moving into drought.
Lifeline Central West is here to support people in their hardest and most challenging times and when they're in need, and to make sure that nobody's feeling isolated or left alone.
The opportunity to do some Christmas shopping a great draw card over the 4 days, especially with so many genres on offer. From true crime to sci-fi and fantasy, people filled their arms before they loaded up bags with some light reading. But it wasn't only the books that brought people in. There was also this jolly fellow.
It's a great honour to come down to this Lifeline event today. Support the Central West, and I know Lifeline do a great thing for the community.
He also wanted to share the gift of reading with all ages.
Because I know kids love books, and Santa loves giving books to kids.
With a huge variety of reads on offer and a team of helpers on hand to replenish the stocks, the event was Lifeline Central West's most successful to date, with $57,000 raised. And the joy shared was priceless. Michelle Cook, 7 News.
Still to come in 7 News, some of the best in the rugby league business share a healthy message with the next generation.
And Brad DeLosa helps the Aussies cut down their rivals at the World Championships.
Welcome back. Football fans in Bathurst and the Central West have been left shocked after the Western Sydney Wanderers announced that their Women's A-League match, slated for Carrington Park, has actually been moved back to Sydney. Following a pitch inspection, the Wanderers and the Australian Professional League have said that unseasonably cool conditions have impacted the pitch's preparation. The Wanderers and Bathurst Regional Council are working on a revised fixture during the 2023-24 A-League season. Bowenfell's very own Brad DeLosa has helped the Chopperoos to the Timber Sports team's World Championships. The Aussies defeating the United States in the final to win the title.
Entering the arena to a hero's welcome, Brad DeLosa and the Chopperoos vying for their 4th straight Teams World Championship.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Getting the Chopperoos off to a flying start was Lawrence O'Toole on the stock saw. Then Braden Meyer went to work on the standing block, smashing through the timber with ease. Our very own Brad DeLosa did his thing on the single buck saw. He might have been going back and forth with the timber, but it was a one-way conversation. DeLosa's speed gave the Chopperoos a commanding lead heading into the 4th and final discipline. Mitch Argent took an axe to the United States title hopes, winning it for Australia. An unprecedented 4th consecutive World Championship for the Chopperoos and an 8th title for Brad DeLosa.
A big thank you to Still Australia back home. They support us all the way, and great group of guys, and we've had a really good trip. And thanks to Still Timber Sports for putting on a great event. It's always great to come to, and looking forward to it next year.
Mac Reith-Snare, 7 News.
Dubbo district cricket teams have wrapped up their first 2-day matches of the season. Round 4 of the first grade competition saw Macquarie get the best of rugby. Sims did it easy against Newtown, chasing down the runs with 8 wickets to spare, while RSL Colts took down South Dubbo in a dominant showing. National Rugby League stars have laced up their footy boots in Dubbo. NRL and NRLW players partnering with Dubbo Aboriginal Medical Service to host the Healthy Lifestyle Clinic.
Weaving and winding, putting on the afterburners. 100 students spent the day at the Healthy Lifestyle Clinic, put on by the local Aboriginal Medical Services.
We're an organisation that covers 35% of the Western Far West region, so we've got a commitment with Aboriginal Health to help close the gap, and we have to start with our kids.
A host of NRL and NRLW stars were on hand, including Latrell Mitchell and Caitlin Moran. They put the kids through their paces, chatting to them about the importance of physical and mental health.
It's all about having the kids here and just teaching them, and being, a role model for them and being in front of them and just telling them, day-to-day stuff, but also setting goals and, creating a healthy, lifestyle and healthy habits.
The day was also about footy, learning new skills and seeing a path to professional sport.
I think personally it's just for that anyone can make it. Doesn't matter where you're from or your upbringing or anything like that.
The Rugby League stars also spoke to the kids about the importance of school and being a positive member of their communities.
You can hold on to them values and being a good person. People tend to get attracted to good energy. So it's all about teaching them, get to school, finish school, go for year 12, and then the world's your oyster.
The Healthy Lifestyle Clinics will also visit Gilgandra and Canamble later this week. Mac Reith-Snare, 7 News.
Up next in 7 News, Kirsty is back and she's got your local weather forecast. Everything you need to know for the week ahead.
Welcome back, everyone. A coastal low-pressure system and moist easterly winds have generated heavy downpours along parts of the north coast. This system will continue to move west into inland parts of the state over the coming days, bringing with it a humid and unstable conditions with showers and thunderstorms for most of New South Wales. On our rainfall map, we can see the eastern half looking to pick up most of the upcoming rainfall. At this stage, Thursday looks to be the day for the heaviest showers, with around 20 to 40 millimetres forecast forecast over the Central West over the coming week. We could see heavier showers, though, embedded within thunderstorms. On to our Tuesday weather, a clear morning for most tomorrow, but we'll see that cloud building through the afternoon, and there is the chance of storms developing, particularly in the far west. Possible showers about in the afternoon too, but no more than around 1 to 2 millimetres at this stage. Temperatures warm, the mid-20s in Bathurst, the high 20s in Cowra, and into the 30s for Forbes, and of course across the Central West slopes and plains. Tomorrow's wet weather is expected to continue over the next couple of days, 35 to 40 millimetres likely for the coming week. On Wednesday, we could see about 5 to 6 millimetres of rain through the afternoon and into the early evening, with the chance of storms continuing. Winds out of the northwest and the northeast becoming lighter during the evening. Parkes 28 degrees, Mudgee a top of 27, and Orange 21 is our maximum. On to Thursday, and we could see about 10 millimetres falling across both the slopes and plains in Dubbo and the tablelands towards Orange further east. Storms around too, with gustier winds up to 35 kilometres an hour in the morning. If those storms do become severe across the day, there is the chance of heavier rainfall totals. In Cowra, 28 following 12 overnight, so much milder overnight lows as a result of cloud trapping in some of the day's warmth. If we take a look to the week ahead now, we can see that chance of showers starting to ease back to just a couple of millimetres through Saturday and Sunday for both Dubbo and for Orange. Lovely to see some rainfall on the forecast. We definitely need it across the Central West, but we'll also start to see those temperatures heating up once again, guys.
Sure is good to see the rain. Thanks, Kirsty. See you later. Now, for a look at prices, fuel prices, I should say, as we head into the weekend. The Ampol in North... Oh, it's not the weekend. Gosh, wouldn't it be nice to be the weekend? As we head into the week, the Ampol in North Orange is the best price for unleaded at $2.06, while diesel is $2.19. Unleaded is going for $2.11 at the Shell in Forbes, with diesel at $2.08 at the Metro. Meanwhile, in Mudgee, the Shell has the best price for unleaded and for diesel. And in Lithgow, the best price for diesel was at the Midtown on Main Street for $2.14.
And that is your local news for tonight. Thanks for watching. You can always catch up on our website, of course, at 7+.
Right now, though, Dan has your national news. Have a lovely night. We'll see you again tomorrow night for Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We'll see you then.